This week's episode is sponsored by Zorb Events Limited. They provide Zorb football, battle tag archery, UV dodgeball, sports days events, inflatable assault courses, plus many more activities coming soon. Ideal for sports teams, presentations, birthday parties, stag and hen parties, corporate events, school, and half-term summer camps, any occasions. Give them a follow and use the code The Good, The Bad and The Ugly Podcast for 10% off your first booking. The Good, The Bad and The Ugly Podcast with Tony Morell.
Welcome to the Good, the Bad and the Ugly podcast with me, Tony Morell, and this week's special guest, we've got Rob O'Brien. Really looking forward to you sharing the good and the bad and the ugly with us, Rob. How are we, mate?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Looking forward to it, to be honest. Really am. You asked a while ago, so I'm here now today to give it in, like. So.
I really appreciate it, Rob. We spoke, on numerous occasions, and I know you've got a really interesting story, and I know your story will help a lot of people, mate. So I just want to start from where you grew up, where you're from, school life and family life.
Yeah, so I'm from Kirby in Liverpool, and I've got my mum and dad have passed away now, Kathleen and Dennis. I've got a brother called Ian, and yeah, just started off in Holy Angel School. A lot of people will know back in the day. There's been a few former footballers that have gone there, but yeah, only from Kirby, and yeah, mate, started off really good. Had a fantastic childhood. My mum and dad had nothing growing up, so do you know what I mean? Like most of us, most like working class families, we had everything. We'd be going on holidays in the 80s. Do you know what I mean? Abroad. Do you know what I mean? And I'd never, we went to Cyprus, do you know what I mean, in 1988, do you know what I mean? And it's like I never even knew that country, where the country was, never mind anything else. But yeah, we had a fan, my mum and dad had nothing, like, do you know what I mean? And they probably instilled that value into me. You pass that on to your kids. And, and you try your best, and, we have all £5 Asda jeans and everything, just so people can be the best of anything, like, do you know what I mean? So yeah, mate, that's a bit of me, really. Do you know what I mean? Growing up, and I've had the same mates. Do you know what I mean? Growing up, I've got a fantastic group of mates from school. From school, still mates with
primary school. You went to Holy.
I went to Holy Angels, and I'm still mates with my mates there, Billy and Joey. I was out with Joey on Friday. Got absolutely wellied, like, and my missus is saying, "You're 46, Rob. What are you doing coming in this state?" Ended up vomiting in a taxi, like, and it was just horrendous. Do you know what I mean? But they're mates from school, and even lads from primary school and secondary school.
What secondary school did you go to in Kirby?
Well, my mum thought she was quite posh, you see, so I didn't go to a Kirby school. I ended up going to McGull. So Mary Court I went to, like, so because my mum thought she was a little bit posh, like, so she wanted me to go there. And there was probably half went to the Kirby school and half went to McGull. Because their mum and dads thought they were posh as well, and they went to McGull. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, so I went there, mate. It was a fantastic school for me. I wish I could do a lot of things different. I think a lot of people do when you get to a certain age in school, and listen a bit more and do things, a little bit different. I was a joker in school.
Same as me. Yeah.
I just like to have a laugh.
You didn't take it serious. We didn't take it serious, did we?
No, but I wish I did. Looking back, I wish I did. And the values I'm trying to put into Max now. Do you know what I mean? I want him to be able to, do his best he can in school, because it's really important.
How many times do people say to us though? School days are the best days of your life.
Oh yeah,
and you just go, fuck off. You'd laugh, wouldn't you? You'd laugh about it.
Who wants to go to school? Do you know what I mean? He wants to. I don't even. It just wasn't for me. It wasn't that it wasn't for me, but I just wanted to go on the trips and
play footy
play footy was just do you know what I mean? Play footy was just the best thing ever. Like So,
well, that was the next thing I was going to get onto about your hobbies as a kid.
Yeah, football was just I was out. Back then, you used to take a bottle of water out with us or whatever in like a little scantly bag, and then we'd go and play footy.
A quickie bag, you'd take it.
It's just like quickie bag or whatever. And then my mum would say, you come home when the lights go on outside. Do you know what I mean? So it was the summer. It was like the lights out. The council lights didn't go on till 9, so you made up. But you've been out all day. The thought of Max being out now, from like 9 o'clock till 9, 10 o'clock at night.
It's unheard of, isn't it, nowadays, isn't it? Kids don't know how to laugh, And like we'd be down the other side of an estate, and then their Mars would feed us, and then we'd go the next day. We'd go back down to ours, and my ma would have some stuff for the kids. Do you know what I mean? And it was great. It was great growing up, mate. We had a fantastic time. Like, do you know what I mean?
It was a fantastic. I was lucky that it was a fantastic childhood that I had. Fantastic cousins. They were all older than me, so there was only me, my brother, and me two cousins, and the rest were girls. Like, so there's like 10 girls. Only
a big family, Rob.
Yeah, big family. Like, big family, and we're not as close as what I was as a kid, because when my mum and all my aunties were there, they were in each other's houses. I used to stay in their houses. But now, mate, it's still keep in touch with my family, like, and I love them all. Like, it's just the way it is. You lose touch and stuff.
Of course, you get older and you
have your own family and and stuff like that, and you come together at like christenings, weddings, and now it's mostly funerals. Do you know what I mean? It's terrible. That's
crazy times, isn't it? Did you play football for any teams and that growing up? And
so played footy growing up, like for the different teams around like Maghull and stuff like that. Kirby and Maghull, like, and school teams and stuff, and it was fantastic. That was also great, because with me it was different, because I had Kirby kids that I played with, but then I met other kids from Lydia and Maghull and different, and they're friends now. Do you know what I mean? So I've got like a very diverse group of mates. Do you know what I mean? Very, like, I've got Evertonian mates. I've got like Kirby mates. I've got my match mates. I've got there's different groups of friends.
A different variety.
Different variety of friends. Like, so I'm really lucky in that respect. So. That growing up and going to watch Liverpool and stuff like that.
That's what I was say about your football team. A massive red and away in that.
Yeah, I'm a massive red, and thank God my dad was, because I think you follow your dad, don't you? Like, your Olivia sport coach. Do you know what I mean? She's a big blue, like, and I think that's what you should do. Do you know what I mean? You should follow your dad.
My uncles and they were all reds and that. And I remember they used to give me dead legs and that, saying, you better support Liverpool and all. And I think I just rebelled. And I supported Everton, and I don't know fucking why, because the crap, like, but
I'm coming back, mate. Stadium looks boss on the dock, like, every time I go past it now.
It's just, you know what, mate, it's just great, when you were growing up, especially for in the 80s and stuff, when ourselves were having a little go and Liverpool, and it's that thing when you go to match, and I don't know if it was the same for you when I started going, and you go and you go to like Goodison, and you go to Anfield, and it's that going, and then you just hooked. You know what I mean? And then you go following them home and away.
It was just going into Anfield for the first time. Did
you go with your half fella or your mate?
He took me. My dad took me to my first game, like, but he didn't really. Do you know what I mean? He used to rather go with his mates and stuff. So I'd go with my mates, like Mark, Billy, Lee, and we'd go to match together and go on the cop and stuff. And it was fantastic. Like, it was getting there 3 hours, 4 hours early.
You think now?
Do you know what I mean? Oh my God, you can't even get until an hour and a half before the game. Do you know what I mean? It was one of them for me. The match then, even growing up as a kid, I wanted Everton to win. Do you know what I mean? I wanted Everton to, Liverpool, my dad used to always bring me up, if Liverpool don't win, Everton win, and that's what we want. Do you know what I mean? Because we're from the same city. That's obviously it's not like that now.
It's not like that now, no.
Do you know what I mean? But back then, that's how I was.
I think a lot of people in the 80s and stuff like that, Everton and Liverpool, even travelling together, them times and that, but unfortunately times have changed.
Even 1995, I remember, like, we were all out watching it in the pub and that, like, I remember dancing around when Rideout scored. I was made up with all my blue mates and celebrating that.
Fucking hell, 27 years ago.
I know, but it was just, I remember it like it was yesterday, because it was like that was the last time, I think, because when United beat us the next year in the cup, it was changed, like, do you know what I mean? It was a bit, that's when things went a bit sour and stuff, I think, but then it's not been the same again, like, has it? Do you know what I mean? Since then, but as I said, I've still got blue mates. Like, one of my best mates is Tony Smart. Hopefully he listens to this, Tony. Hopefully he's giving a bit of a shout out there. But yeah, he goes to games, the Everton games, mate, and he's our only blue mate in our close circle of mates. So he gets
it from double barrels.
He gets it. Like, he's even come off. We were on a WhatsApp group, and he's even come off the WhatsApp group because he couldn't handle the shit when we won the league and the shit he was getting.
I think I'd delete myself off the group in the end because it just burned you.
He said it's the best thing he's ever done. So,
he's not been re-added.
Yeah, he doesn't want to come back. No. He's not been offered and everything. Doesn't want to come back. But yeah, mate, it's
no, that's good. So obviously, getting older and stuff like that, you're going out and you're having a bevy and stuff like that, and when did it start playing a big part in your life, when you started to get involved with like going out drinking and gambling?
Yeah. gambling's always been, my father used to always gamble. I think it always starts off from like parents or whatever, you know, uncles.
Did you see like your dad?
He'd always go to bookies, and he was always just put like a couple of quid on it. Wouldn't be like mad. Do you know what I mean? He'd never be mad. And even when I started gambling myself, it was only the fixed odds, a couple of quid.
Is that how it first started? The fixed odds?
Fixed odds. And I was probably about 19, 20 when I started gambling.
Like we all did,
fixed odds, and I would never had a problem with. I never had a problem with football or horse racing. It wasn't my thing. Do you know what I mean?
Horse racing, it was
just I don't even understand it. I mean, football. I don't understand football. I'd pick. I mean, me and the lads would pick like 5 teams to win each. Do you know what I mean? A quid on. Do you know what I mean?
You win £1 million quid.
You got to win 100 grand. Do you know what I mean? It's like, wow. Do you know what I mean? It's never going to happen. But that's how they didn't even start like that for me. So you know, like I had a decent job. I worked at Mackey's for when I was in school and all that, and then I come out of Mackey's and I was in Royal and Sun Alliance in a town, just a big. I worked there for 18. No, Royal and Sun Alliance. It's the big sandcastle building.
Barclays in the town, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's Barclays. Yeah, you know, but it's I worked in the big sandcastle building in Old Hall Street there, and you know, growing up, and I had another diverse group of friends who, you know, different friends, work colleagues. You know what I mean? Who still friends with now, like, you know, and it's you know, the betting culture then. Do you know what I mean? It was like they had a bar there, and you know they had people doing bets and stuff. The subsidised bar tow was like 35p for a pint. Do you know what I mean? You know, it was ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? It was like 50p for the vodka and coke. Do you know what I mean? You know, and they had bookies there and doing the horse racing and stuff, putting it on with a group of lads, and that wasn't me. I wasn't into the horse racing, and even in the local pubs now by us, they're doing a book, and do you know what I mean? I've never been into it like at all, but yeah, and then you know I worked there, and then in 2005 when Liverpool won the Champions League, I got European Cups, and I was selling European Cups to coming in from China, like these European Cups, and everyone was lapping the European Cups up. Do you know what I mean? You know, because we'd won it for the first time and ever. You know, you've seen them.
We haven't seen one ever in life.
No, but you've seen them. You know, and I made a lot of money on that, like, and it was a lot of money to pay off my mortgage at the time and stuff, but I didn't. I thought I wanted to move house and everything, and I could do that, and and then I got introduced to Texas Hold'em, and any of my mates, Viddy, Dave, do you know what I mean?
Texas Hold'em is obviously poker.
Yeah, poker. They'll tell you I was the shittest poker player the world has ever seen, but I found online poker, and at the time I don't think it runs anymore. I don't think they have. Might be called something else, but 888.com was a thing back then, like, do you know what I mean? And it was I was just on there, but I was up like in my house at the time. I had like a little room, and it had like the computer was at the back, and I used to just put my headphones on and I'd play in the middle of the night with the Americans. So I was 2 o'clock in the morning
because their time.
Do you know what I mean? So it was only say 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the night there, and I'd play the blinds, and the way it works in Texas Hold'em is that, like, you have a blind, so the blind might be 5 quid and 10 quid. Do you know what I mean? So you'd have to look at it and go, I'm not going to bet. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to bet the 5 because my hand's shit. Yeah. But there, it was $100 and $200. So you had to go in because you've already bet the 100. So you're like, well, I've got to go. I've got to trust the cards that are going to go out here and try and do it. And I just lost money after money. After money, and
you're not winning at all.
No, I wasn't winning at all. And then I won like 30 odd grand on this, on like within the space of a week. I was like, oh my god, that's it now. I'm not going to bet now because I've got my money back, and it gets you back in. It's like
because it just reel you back in.
Because you think I'm back, you think I'm invincible, and you just.
But how much have you put in to fucking get that 30 grand? No,
definitely. Like, but at that time when I got the 30 grand back, I'd won more than what I put in. So I thought, oh, this is great, and I'm going to stop now. I promise I'm going to stop. I've got in my own head, because I was a secret gambler. So
did you missus?
My missus at the time didn't know. No one knew. Like, do you know what I mean? You know about it. Like,
did your friends know, or did you not mention it to friends?
None of my friends knew. This was all a big massive shock when it come out. Like, do you know what I mean? It was the biggest shock to more.
What was it, Rob? What was it for you? Was it like the adrenaline? Was it just like the, you know?
So I used to get the same adrenaline when I lost big than when I won big, because it was like oh god, do you know what I mean? It was like a release. It was like, I can't even tell you that. You know, I've compared it to sometimes like having an affair. Do you know what I mean? You know, because it's like it was secret, and it wasn't. But it was my own little thing. I didn't have to. It was just my own was just my own thing to do.
Were people noticing stuff though, Rob? Like going to work, you were tired
I was tired, like sometimes, but like in the job at the time, like, you know, I could get away with stuff, do you know what I mean? Because it was an office-based job, and do you know what I mean? You
weren't bottling with customers,
you had to do this, or you had to get this work done, but there'd be other people doing work, and it just gets swallowed up. So I used to meet tea and go and speak to people, and I had a great time. I was only young, do you know what I mean? 20, you know. But then as the gambling took hold, I was 30, but so my gambling, I've never had a problem with gambling until I got to just 30. So I was 30 in 2006, and then I was betting then big. Do you know what I mean? You know, really big, like, and that's where I lost my money, and I probably changed into a different person. I was a horrible bastard, so it really was like, and
obviously in that selfish mode.
Oh yeah,
didn't
didn't give a fuck about my missus at the time, the two step kids that I had at the time. I just wanted to just do that, and when I lost, I wanted to stay in there longer
to try and win it back.
Yeah, and I used to have memorabilia on the wall, a bit like you've got here. I was saying to my missus, I'm going to get a lock on the door, because I was sick of the kids coming in and asking for stuff. So because I want, if someone breaks in here, they're going to take all the memorabilia, because it was on the ceilings, toe and everything. So I'm going to get a lock on here, so then I can lock the fucking door, and no one would be able to come in and disturb me. Do you know what I mean? As I'm in the middle of a game and stuff like that.
Big as well.
It was betting ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? And you know, I remember having at the time, because of the trophies and because of Liverpool doing well, and you know, I had over 100 grand in my bank. Do you know what I mean? Over £100,000 in my bank, and for a lad who's, you know, not even 30 at the time, thinking, oh my God, do you know what I mean? What do I do with this? Like, I want to grow it. I could have paid off could have paid my mortgage off. Our mortgage, we got it from a right to buy house. Do you know what I mean? I could have paid it off, too, and I had a boss life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think we paid, might have been 40 odd grand for the house. Do you know what I mean? You know, it's like a 3-bedroom house and that, like, and I lost a lot, like, do you know what I mean? Lost every single penny I had. Do you know what I mean? But the thing is, lost about 125 grand of my own money. But then at that time, you could get a credit card, no word of a lie, and then you could get another credit card, apply for the credit card, then go on and apply for another credit card, and then go on to another.
Just fucking chasing
apply. But so I thought, that's all my money gone here. I need to get. And I'm not one of them people, by the way. All my mortgage always got paid.
Yeah.
So like I didn't always pay my mortgage. Always paid me bills, because maybe that was what's in for your mum and dad. Yeah, because you pay the bills. Do you know what I mean? You pay the bills, and that's you know, everything you got, and you know. So I was I thought I'll try and get another card here. So I've just got 8 grand on the card. This is the same. So within the same hour.
On the cards.
Within the same hour, so I had 8 cards. I think it was about eight credit cards in an hour, totaling up to nearly 80 odd grand. Do you know what I mean?
And plus the 125.
Plus I've lost that. That 125 was my own money, like, do you know what I mean? That I lost. Do you know what I mean? That was mine, that I made on trophies and memorabilia and on the back of Liverpool. And then I blew the lot, and then the memorabilia. I didn't have any penny to pay that money back. The 80 odd grand on because they shouldn't have allowed me at that time. They shouldn't have been allowed. You can't do that now. You can't.
They have a big
checks and stuff like that. Like, this was going back nearly
2006, 25 years.
20 years ago. Nearly 20 years ago. Do you know what I mean? Or 18 years ago. But I couldn't do it. So you know, you couldn't. Now that wouldn't be allowed to happen.
Mate, you couldn't get through the first check or whatever.
But now you'd be able to sue them to say, like, hang on, you let me get all them credit cards out, and there. But what happened is I was just in a bit of a bad way in 2007. I'd split up with my missus because of the way I was. Do you know what I mean? The gambling and everything, like, and I was sleeping in my best mate Kev. Like, he is. I've got 2 best mates, Alan and Kev. Like, and I speak to them most days and everything, but I didn't tell any of them. None of them knew about this. Do you know what I mean? None of them knew.
Did you not ask, obviously, what's gone on with you and your missus and fucking?
Yeah, no. But like, then I'd sort of started going out with this girl in Birmingham at the time and stuff like that. And I asked Kev, because my missus had the car, can I borrow your car and stuff. I had Kev's car. I was paying him every month for the car. Like, it was only, I think it was a Corsa or something like that anyway. And in the end, you know, I didn't have nowhere to go. And I was sleeping in the car, and at the time you could parking Knutsford services. You can't do it now and sleep all night. Do you know what I mean?
You can only park there for so long.
Then I used to park in between wagons and everything, you know, and
so because
I hide away, like, do you know what I mean? Because everyone would think, oh, there's wagons, look at me, a car there. There's a bit of park in front of the wagon with the other wagons covering it, and I'd get my head down, and I done that for
just hiding the fact.
The fact I didn't want to do it, like, do you know what I mean? I remember
didn't want people to know your situation.
I didn't want anyone to know the depths. I was getting showered in
a service
station and drying myself with like me work shirt because I had nothing else. Do you know what I mean? Because I didn't have towels or anything. Do you know what I mean? And I was staying there. I was there for 3 months, like, and, you know, going to different service stations all on down the M6. And then when work said, do you want to go? You can go away to Peterborough and work in the head office there. I was made up because I was away. Then I had somewhere to sleep.
The hotel was all paid for.
Yeah, you know, and stuff like that. But yeah, I was in a bad way, and then one of my mates, Alan, my best mate Alan, said, look, what's the list? I got pissed one night, and I think I told Dave, one of my mates, and he told Alan, and Alan said, look, we've just moved into this house, like, we've done it all up, and it's a lovely little house in Anfield, it was, and he said, come and stay with us, do you know what I mean? You're not staying in your car. I didn't really know that Alan that well then, do you know what I mean? You know, and he said, you're not staying in your car, come and stay with his wife Kate. Absolutely salt of the earth people, like, brilliant, loved them to death. They're like family.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And friends do become like that, so don't they? Friends become family, like, and they let me go there, like, and I went there and I was still gambling.
You're still gambling even though you've lost all that?
Yeah, I'm still gambling. And I remember going to, I'd lost I think it was £5,000 that I lost after getting the money back up again, and I had $5,000 I had won. I thought, you know, quick way.
But you're still getting cards as well, like?
No, I had all. Went through that. I didn't get any cards after them, mate. Yeah, that was $80,000. So it was 80 odd grand. Do you know what I mean? That on cards, just credit cards that they allowed me to get, like, you know. But so I didn't have no money. The credit cards were all maxed out.
And if they're not stopping you, Rob, you're just gonna fucking take it.
Oh yeah, no, of course, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Where now, if you like you just said, a check. Where normally you don't get through past the first check, mate, you know, straight away they just leg you know what I mean?
No, mate, it was really bad, and I got so desperate, like, that I didn't have any money, so I didn't have anything, like, and my mum and dad didn't have anything, do you know what I mean? Because they used to be, like, my brother had a little boy, like, and Josh, and my mum used to dote on him, and you know, grandkids and that, like, do you know what I mean? And my mum and dad didn't have much anyway, do you know what I mean? And I remember losing this $5,000. Might have been a bit more than that, actually. It might have been more than that. But I lost this money, and I went to my mum, and my mum just said, look, if you got £20 to lend me, mum, and she said, son, I haven't got anything, I haven't got any. Do you know what I mean? I get paid on Friday. I can maybe give you, why, what's the matter? You must have 20 quid, you must fucking have 20. Never swore at me mum, like, and then she just looked at me, like, and I said, you must have fucking 20 quid, mum, you must have. And she said, son, I haven't, what's the matter? I said, you're just a fucking slag to my own mum, like, and just when you're saying that, like, because I don't have my mum here anymore. She died 9 years ago, like, in February. It would have been 9 years ago. But just when, like, you call your mum, your own mum, a slag, like, it was the most heartbreaking thing.
Fucking, I mean, you must have been, Rob, you must have been,
mate, I was on the floor.
Desperate, mate, you must have been desperate for that fucking score, that 20 quid, and like you're saying, your mum, and sometimes, like you say, you don't even swear at your mum, and obviously, you know what you just said, and I can see how much it's upset you, but you must have been desperate.
Oh, mate, I
don't condone, you know what I'm saying,
but
you know, I can see how upset you are.
If Max called Kate a slag, like, mate, he'd be put through the wall, do you know what I mean? You know, and like, you know, it just destroyed me, mate. It did for a while, you know, it hurt me, and luckily my mum and my dad were there for the next.
Did you confide in them then? Did you?
No, I didn't.
After what, you know, obviously,
I didn't.
You've come out with that outburst and all that, and like, I mean, obviously, your mum's probably fucking taken back, like, going, what the fuck, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's just like, my mum wasn't one of them people that would not let me back in the house because I'd done that or anything. Yeah. She'd never, don't think she ever got mentioned again, so, do you know what I mean? Because she wouldn't have wanted to shout my dad. It was just a thing, but like, I remember saying sorry to my mum. I remember it was months later, it wasn't just then, do you know what I mean? You know, but I was horrible, so I was horrible. I lied. I was just a horrible liar, like. Do you know what I mean? Just a filthy, dirty liar, like. It was just horrible. The person I was then, you know, I can't even see. There's 2 cups there, so I can't even. It was just chalk and cheese, 2 different people. And when you look back at the person I am, I'm so sorry to the people I hurt.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Back then, like, because I wasn't a nice person. You know, everything was around me, and I wanted to. You had
a fucking major problem.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. You know, back then.
And I'm not saying, you know, at the time, you know, it's what you know, speaking about it, and I can see how much it hurt you and stuff. Because, and listen, you know, you're big enough to speak about it, and that takes a lot to come on and speak out openly about mistakes that we all make. Listen, we're all human, we all make mistakes, but it takes a big person to stand up, hold their hands up and apologise for them mistakes. And you coming on and speaking about this, and you know, your journey that you've been on, because there's fucking people out there, mate, who are exactly in the same boat, who like you say, hide stuff away. And I can see, you know, exactly what you're speaking about, because there's so many people that get involved in this online betting, this gambling, whether it be the horses, the dogs, the fucking the footy, the online poker, and the deceit and the what's name, and it is a bit of a what's name word to say, deceit, but when you're desperate or whatever, of course, it's like a drug addict, or an alcoholic. They want the drugs, they want the ale. But if you're betting or you're wanting coins to make a bet, you'll do anything, and sometimes your outbursts and whatever, and then it'll start playing on your mind, thinking, fucking hell, what have I done here? But
it was losing that amount of money not even the day before, hours before, then saying that to me mum. Do you know what I mean? Just having that money there and then saying that to me mum. Do you know what I mean? You know, it just it killed me. But like, you know, and then the 6th of January 2007, that was my last bet. You know, I didn't have a bet after that day. But a couple of days before that, I was in rock bottom. I was in my mate's back room. Him and Kate had put me up in their house that they'd just done all up. By the way, it was like a bit of a shithole in Anfield, and they'd done it all up. Oh my god, it was lovely. The whole lot, the kitchen, every bedroom, the bathroom was fucking fantastic. Everything was great, and they put me up because I was sleeping in my car, and I was there, and I was in the back room. I was the lowest I've ever been in my life.
Break down, Rob?
I broke down, but I took a load of tablets, so I tried to kill myself. So there's no way out of this. Like I was getting demands off all the credit cards had built up. They were ringing, my phone was going off the fucking hook, and I knew it was them all the time. Of course, but like, you know, and then I'd go to sleep, and I think my phone was ringing. And I mean, it wasn't because it was the middle of the night. They're not going to be ringing you in the middle of the night, but I'd have dreams about it, and it just the deceit, no one knew about the scale, and
it just spiraled out of control.
It just spiraled, and I remember we had Cocodamol and paracetamol, and I remember just taking a load of them, and then I was out for it, and Alan come in to the thing, and I said, I've just took all the tablets, like, and he rang me mate Kev, and my mate Billy come, and they took me to the hospital. I was in there for a couple of days because I took that much shit. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. You know, it was really bad. And you know, I come out of there, and I remember going back to Al's, and Al said, Rob, you don't even realise what you've done. Like, you know, if you'd have killed yourself in our back room here, we'd have to move, like, and we've just done all this house up, and this was our house and stuff, and you've like broke that trust kind of thing, and you know, and you know, we said you can stay till you sort yourself out, like, and it was a horrible time.
At the time, you don't think of
cut the consequences. Dude.
You know, the people that you're going to obviously it's affect and it hurts and whatever, and your friends and his missus, and then your other two mates, Kev and Billy and stuff like that, you know. Your fucking mum and dad, lad, or you know what I mean, and your brother and you know, your family and stuff like that. You don't realise the effect that trying to end your own life does. And as I said, the 6th of January was my last bet, and I first went into Gamblers Anonymous on the 6th of February. It was a Tuesday night, and just by the Grafton there. Was that your own back, or did someone? No, that was from my own back. I got back with my missus at the time, and she went to, there was a family at the time, I think they done like a friends and family
group where the wives or the friends and family of compulsive gamblers went, and there was another room where I went, and I remember going in there.
How did you feel, Rob, when you went in?
It was just full of old people. I was probably the youngest person there.
Was it shocking?
Middle-aged, it was middle-aged fellas, do you know what I mean? You know,
but they were their missuses and that?
No, so they were, the missuses were in another room. We were in the Gamblers Anonymous room, and it was separate. And we're in there, like, and everyone speaks, they go round, you know, the room and stuff. Do you want to speak? You want to speak? And people were speaking, and I remember thinking to myself, oh my fucking God. Do you know what I mean? You know, and this
what am I doing here?
Yeah, you know, I'm not this bad, like, do you know what I mean? Because it was only over a period of like 3 years that I was that bad. Do you know what I mean? I was bad because I had the fixed odds, or if the national come round, I'd have a go in the national. But it was never bad. It was just when I played the poker, that it was just horrendous. Like, do you know what I mean? You know, it just spiraled, and you know, I was just in it. Going in there was just a shock. Seeing all these older fellas, some in the 40s, 50s, 60s. I was only just 30. Do you know what I mean? I was thinking, oh my God. Do you know what I mean? But I stayed there, and eventually they gave me a story and told them where I was, and it got, because when new people come into Gamblers Anonymous, it helps the older fellas who were still just doing it every day. Do you know what I mean? You know, who have gone 2 years, 3 years without a bet. Yeah. So that reminds them of the pain that they had. Do you know what I mean?
They can see
they see the pain, and I remember my first time in there. You know, I didn't speak. I don't think so. No, I'm not going to speak. And the next week I spoke. I got really upset. Do you know what I mean? Over the person I'd become, and I was never horrible. So I grew up in a nice family, as I said, and you know, I had great friends, and I was just a secret, horrible bastard. Like, do you know what I mean? A self-centered piece of shit at that time, because I didn't realise that I was that bad, but I was. And when I look back now, I'm happy that I'm the person I am today. Because I'm so far removed from that person. But going to GA every week, I would sometimes 2 or 3 meetings different in Liverpool, and I go over to Birkenhead in the YMCA there, and have the meeting there, and go over, you know, go to Wigan, or go to different places all around Liverpool. And you know, I went there every week, and you know, my missus went to the next room, and then she thought it wasn't for her then, because it was.
What's that with other people's partners, like speaking? Is that a thing for your missus? Or
at the time they do. I don't know whether they still have that, like friends and family, GA. I don't know whether they
so they can talk because of their struggles. They're fucking struggling with the partners, and they can obviously speak to like-minded people
who've gone through that, what they do and stuff, and you know, and like, you know, in GA they say, like, don't associate yourself with anyone who gambles. That's part of the thing, like, and it's hard because my mates haven't got a problem with gambling. It's me who's got the problem. Yeah. So for me to say, like,
they were saying, I can't be your mate no more because you have a bet and all that.
I'm not. I can't be around you now because you have a bet. That's like, I go away games to Liverpool, and all the lads are putting the fixed odds on, or talking about
as you do
the fixed odds. Of course, you know, what do you do? No, I tell you what, we'll have an acca, we'll do a car acca and stuff, and they're putting the three or four of them are putting the bets on what the acca is, and all. But I couldn't. They haven't got an issue with it. It's me who's got the trying to explain that through all the years. I'm never going to say to my mates, I don't want you in my life
because you have a fucking bet.
Because you have a bet. Because like some gambling organisations are saying the bookies should be banned, or they shouldn't have so many and stuff. But there's only like a 5%, 10% of people in the country that have a problem with gambling. So other people don't. So why should I tell you so? He doesn't have a problem with gambling. You shouldn't be betting. Do you know what I mean? I shouldn't be on this podcast because you have a bet. You have a bet. I shouldn't be associated with you. So in my head, it was always that. And every year I was in GA. I was in GA for 10 and a half years. I was in GA for. I set up my own meeting in Aintree, me and Damon, and like one of the worst things ever in life was when I left GA. Damon it wasn't my mate anymore. Do you know what I mean? It's 10 years as my friend and my sponsor, but because I left GA, he didn't want to be my friend anymore. Do you know what I mean? You know, and it killed me because.
So 10 years is a long time.
10 years is a long time.
He shared some probably dark stuff.
He was like my brother. Do you know what I mean? You know, he was like I used to speak to him like all the time. And then it was like, bang, cut you dead. You're dead to me now. Do you know what I mean? It's like I couldn't. It took me a while
to probably
to get over it. It took me a while. Like, and even when like friends have passed away and family members, I'd message him and say, look, there, you know, I know you don't nothing, just nothing. Like, it's like I was
cut you off completely.
Just cut me off as if, like, you know, I'd done something ridiculously bad, all because I wanted to try it on my own and see. And I didn't think I'd get to 6 years, 3 months without GA. I thought I'd have to go back, but I've done it because I've got a really strong network of friends, and I speak to like Alan and Kev every day. I've got a fantastic missus who was there to speak to and supports me. But it's different for Kate because she didn't see that horrible bastard. She says to me, I don't think you've got a problem, kind of a problem with gambling, because I've never seen that horrible Rob that you refer to, or people say, yeah, he was a bit of a dickhead, do you know what I mean, and stuff like that. Like, he was a lying horrible bastard. Do you know, she doesn't see that. So she just sees, like, all right, Rob, do you know what I mean? That's a bit of a prick sometimes and stuff, like we all are. But he just sees that. He doesn't see the problems that's done. But yeah, 10 years, and this is really important for me. So, because to come in here and people say to me, I've had, like, when I work for a fantastic company called Canada Life now. So I've got a sports memorabilia business, and then I've got to work for Canada Life, and I'm very lucky in the fact that, like, I've worked for fantastic organisations that have allowed me to do, podcasts. I work for not podcast, like a teams meeting, and tell my story to our employees and our colleagues. Do you know what I mean? And I work for a fantastic building society down in Essex called Saffron, and they let me do it. A teams meeting all about gambling, a bit like this, but just on a teams meeting where they had people coming in. I still speak to the families and friends.
But that's how so many people, Rob.
Yeah, no, but even now, I've been left there 2 years. I still speak to the mums and the people who've got the problems with gambling now. Do you know what I mean? And try and help them and stuff, because some of them don't want to go to GA because they think it's not for them. But I can. Is this the camera here?
Yeah.
Listen, the only way to get around this, if you're struggling with gambling, there's only one way you're going to save your life, I promise you, because it's going to get worse. If you go to Gamblers Anonymous meetings, and they're everywhere, there's none of that bullshit of they can't go, you can't find one, or they're not by you, they're everywhere. So that's the only way. So it's going to save your life. If that saved my life, do you know what I mean? I'm thankful for Gamblers Anonymous for hearing them stories every single week. Do you know what I mean? Just made me think, I don't want to do that. I don't want that pain that fella's got to have. And I've gone to funerals of compulsive gamblers, that have killed themselves because of gambling. Do you know what I mean? I've gone to.
This is why I wanted you to come on the podcast, Rob, because I wanted you to share your story. And gambling's it plays a major part in people in daily society. Loads of people I know. Listen, I have a little bet, a little lacher. That's it. I'm shite at betting, mate. I could have win a fucking argument, mate. But I see so many people, and I spoke to you before off camera and that. There's a couple of people who I really care about, and I've seen them gamble, and I've seen the way they've lied, and I'm like, come on. You're fucking betting, mate. Come on now, listen. And I've tried to help them, and I've tried to guide them. Even, look, I'll go with you to go and do this and go and do that. But the one thing is, Rob, your story can help so many people, because, obviously, I know the amounts that you were spending and whatever, but even on a small scale, gambling gets a grip of people, mate, and they just feel like they're in a hole and they can't get out of it, and they're chasing the tail, and then the next thing, like you're saying there about the debt management letters, the phone calls and all that, and it gives people anxiety, and then people, like you saying, the phone's ringing, the phone's not ringing. Do you know what I mean? And I just think, even with your meetings, like you're saying to people, you're going in and you're talking to people in workplaces, because this is it's a major thing that goes on where it's like drugs, it's like alcohol. Gambling is a massive thing, and all over the world. And sometimes, as far as I was concerned, like you just said there, going to people's funerals, mate, because they thought there was no other way out, and it kills me. It hurts me to say that. And it hurts me to hear that. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking, fucking hell, lad. You know what I mean? It's like these, like I say, it's so easy, accessible with mobiles,
the apps and stuff like that. So now it's just ridiculous. And back then there was no apps. It was all on computers for me. Do you know what I mean? Or in the bookies.
And like you said, you were in your little room. You were like locked away. You were in the zone.
I had headphones and everything over the headphones, just so no, I couldn't hear the kids or anything.
Everything was blanked out.
Stuff like that. Yeah, you know, and they were only probably 11 or 12, so they were on the PlayStation or whatever.
Yeah.
But tea time, or just sort yourself a pot noodle or whatever, or the stuff in the fridge there, just take it out the fridge, because I didn't want to have any kind of
communication with anyone. You were just in the zone.
Yeah.
It's sad to, you know, I say it's sad. It's hard to, when you're addicted to something, or you know, like I say. I think so. The thing is, I'm compulsive at things I do. So I collect memorabilia. I'm compulsive at that. I'm compulsive at like having a tidy house or whatever, and I want to tidy the house up and make it Kate's the same. Yeah. But I'm compulsive at everything to do, whether that be going to watch Liverpool, whether that be going on holidays, whether that be collecting memorabilia, or you know, I've got a compulsive personality. Do you know what I mean? You know, there's something, there's an imbalance there, and when something goes, it's there. But without, you know, when I knew that going into Gamblers Anonymous, I was a bit mad, like, do you know what I mean? You know, with regards to like a compulsive addiction or something. But you know, going to Gamblers Anonymous helped me with that. It helped deal with that for 10 years in my life. It's the only way that I got to know, and that put me in good stead for the future. Do you know what I mean? You know, because it was great going forward, and give me things to I always think about GA. I always think about the Serenity Prayer. I always think about things. Sometimes I say the Serenity Prayer to myself. Do you know what I mean? Just in the car or whatever, just because I want to be. It changed my life, and it did. And having a good group of friends around you, you know, is fantastic. But then some people don't have that. So some people don't have friends or family. People are on their own or on the chat.
But that's why Gamblers Anonymous is brilliant, because there's other people that have got nobody. There's no friends, there's no family, because they've only got gambles, and because they broke the ties with people
family, who
gamble. Yeah, they broke that, so they've only got them. And the solidarity. You know, look at Damon, doesn't speak to me anymore because he's solid. He wants to stay away from gambling. So I've left that fellowship. So he doesn't want to deal with me anymore or speak to me, even though he was like a brother to me, and we spoke every day.
It's
when I said to him, you know, he was my sponsor. Do you know what I mean? You know, when I'm going dead.
Still to this day, if you
still to this day, doesn't even speak to me. I remember ringing him. He's got a company, and I remember ringing him saying, "Can your company come out and do this for us?" No answer. Messaging him, not even reply to get money. Do you know what I mean? You know, nothing. Do you know what I mean? But me, you know, as I said to you, it's gambling is such a big thing in this country now, that people are taking their own lives.
Yeah.
People are in debt and trying to get out of debt, and I just want to talk about the debt thing. Because there was a fantastic charity called Step Change that saved my life, mate. Because I was going
to speak to you about Step Change. That's one of my questions.
Is it? Yeah.
I wanted to speak to you about Step Change.
Jesus Christ! So honestly, there's companies that want to take your money, and they'll say they'll put you on a debt management plan and stuff. It's not, because what was happening to me, that Step Change took. How much do you owe? Well, there's everything I owe. There's my overdraft. There's my mortgage. Mortgage has never missed an arrears, by the way. Never missed a payment in its life. And then there's what I owe, and all my own credit card debts. Do you know what I mean? There's what I owe. And they say, okay. So after they got involved, honest to God, not one more phone call, not one more letter, just dealing with them each time.
They dealt with everything for you.
So you've got
to be upfront with them and honest.
Of course, you can't. You've got to be thinking, you know. And then I'd be on a debt management plan for a year, and I'd do Halifax, £8,127, and they'd say they'd ring me up and they'd go, "You owe us this, but if you settle in the next week for this £1,020 or something, 84p, we'll write the debt off." I was like, what? So I owe you that, but you write that debt off?
So you know, say like $7,000 for
it's just like, yes, and so I'd sign, get that money. Do you know what I mean? I'd borrow it off mates, or I'd say, look, this is what it is like, or you know, I borrow it off one of my friends like that who's got a lot of money, and I say, look, I'll pay you back, and I did. I paid them back and stuff to pay that off, and then that's what had happened. And then 7 years of being on that debt management plan, everything was paid off.
So within the 7 years, Rob, that's how long it takes.
Yeah, but don't forget, you can't get credit.
Yeah,
you can't get anything. That's like another 5 years away of even coming near that. Like, you won't get anything because your credit will be on the floor. You'll be on a debt management plan. But just the night's sleep toll, I can't even tell you. Of knowing that they're saying to me, no one will ever contact you. No, none of them will ever contact you again. It'll all be, if they've got to contact anyone by law, they've got to contact us. Do you know what I mean?
It's illegal for them to...
Yeah, a proper bank, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
John round the corner, you can't go, I owe this fella round the corner 50 grand and he's gonna, you know, obviously it's got to be proper legal and stuff like that, like, you know, but nothing. The night's sleep I had that night after having that thing with the counsellor.
Was it a phone call?
It was a phone call at the time. No, it was a phone call with it.
And who put you onto it, if you don't mind me asking?
It was Martin Lewis. Martin Lewis. He was on the telly, yeah. You know, he said, like, people were saying about the debt and they're in debt, and he said, there's this charity called Step Change and they don't charge any fees, they don't charge the charity, like, and it's kind of, I think it's run by the banks pay money to it, you know, otherwise they wouldn't get anything back. Do you know what I mean? So they subsidise it in some way.
They invest something into it.
Every bank does, like, you know, so it changed my life, Toe. It changed my life, and you know, I've been 16 years, 9 months, and 3 days. Do you know what I mean? Away from a bet. Only a couple of weeks ago, I don't know if you've seen this, Toe. My score on Experian went to 999, which is the highest you can possibly get. Now, when I was gambling, I said to myself, I'm gonna get that score. I'm gonna get that to 999 one day, because he said that's the best score you can ever have. And I said, I'm going to get that score to 999. So in my own little
that was your little challenge to get to that.
But I wasn't thinking about it every day or every year or even, you know, every couple of years. But the other day I had to check. The other week I had to check my credit score on Experian, like, and I'd come up, like, I'd check it. It was 999. I put it on social media and I said, like, you know, 16 years.
That's the using achievements in itself because of where you were at.
Oh, of course, mate. You know, it was but it was like a final. It was like a final achievement. Do you know what I mean? For me, because that's what I've always wanted. But I didn't really think about it every day. It was never the thing I thought about.
You knew you were going to get there, but when? Do you know what I mean?
When it come up, and for some people, like, listen,
it might not mean fucking, but to you,
might mean fucking. That's ridiculous. That was the best thing ever for me, mate. It was like, because that's mean, like, I've not beat it, but I've fucking on a par with this.
You've shown
this now, like,
to people now who watches this. You know, no matter how hard it gets and whatever, like you're saying, reaching out to, like, the Step Change and stuff like that, and you know, your credit score might be shite and whatever. Going on and tackling it instead of, you know, it's hard. It's, you know, because like you say, them letters, them phone calls, you don't want to speak to no one, and you just feel, fucking, my life's a mess here. Yeah. But making that phone call to Step Change.
Oh, the phone call changed my life, mate. It really did. The phone call, Gamblers Anonymous, just changed my life, because you'd be going there then every week and then telling your story, but also giving the information to people who've got in debt and they don't know what to do, and giving that information. I've just been to Step Change and they changed my life, and look what they've done. You know, they can do that for you, and they can, because you know, if you save going to a company, we're going to charge you to try and go in a debt management plan.
They had a little bit on it.
Yeah, this is a charity that don't charge you anything. It's all run by the banks that they want a bit of money back. Do you know what I mean? Because you know they're going to wait 10 years to get that money back if that's how much you owe. So they try and come back with offers for you to pay it off. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But mate, Step Change is one thing that helped me sleep ridiculously well, like, and you know, and being in Gamblers Anonymous, I mean, every year you have like a pinning, so every year, 1 year you have an award ceremony kind of thing, so your friends come, your family come, and one thing that I'm so grateful for, after saying that to my mum, is that for a number of years that my mum come to me awards night, and with me friends and with me brother, with me dad, and seeing me growing, do you know what I mean? You know, and you have like a little party and stuff. They have like sandwiches and stuff like that. Like, and I remember must have been 2010, 11. And my mum was there, and I remember she had a white cardigan on. And I remember going over to her and saying, "Mum, I'm so sorry for everything you put me through. How I put you through." And she said, "Son, you've never put me through anything." And I'll never ever forget them words, like, do you know what I mean? Because, like, when you lose your mum, like, and my mum only died, she died at 61, my dad died at 66, my dad was, do you know what I mean? You know, and they're young, like, young, like, you know, I'm 13 years off 14 years off 61, so myself, do you know what I mean? And it's like, you know, and it, just to be able to have that and see me growing as a person, I'm getting better.
So where you'd been to your mum and that there to obviously say, look, you felt so proud, and obviously I can see you emotional and stuff like that, and it's that, you know, listen, mate, at the end of the day, to where you were at, and then you've got your mum and your friends and that there to be supporting you. you know, it's great to hear, you know, to see that, that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, mate, as I said, it was just coming to me head that, like, when she had little, she's only little, me mum, like, and she had the cardigan on, and she just called it, and she said, whether she just, I said it to her, and she didn't really register it, or anything, you know, she's just gone, oh, that's just, he never said that before, that's one of them things, or whatever. It was just, but that's always stays with me, so I always have that in my head. Do you know what I mean? Because no one should say that to the mum. Of course, do you know what I mean? It's just,
what we're going on about, though, mate, is at the time, mate, that you're saying there, you're desperate, mate. And I'm not saying, I don't condone it, you know what I mean, and whatever, and you know, I'm not saying people go out and call their mums names and whatever, and whatever situation, whether it be drink, drugs, or gambling. But listen, mate, you know, as you get older, you dwell on things, and you think about things, and you go, oh, fuck, I've made plenty of mistakes myself in life, mate. Why did I do that? Or what did I, you know what I mean? And you think, you wish you could go back and say, but then you've got to move on with life, because if you don't, mate, you'll dwell on it, mate, and you'll crucify yourself, and you'll think to yourself, but listen, look where you're at now, mate, and you've got to take a lot of fucking, what's the name, to come out and openly speak about something like this. Listen, mate, it's massive, and like I can't stress enough, your story will help so many people. And you know, just even speaking about, like you're saying, you get your pin badge. We had a lad on one of our first episodes, Keelan, and he said the same. He was, you know, went to, like, you know, what's the name, at a rehab down in London, and he said he remembers getting, and he said he never felt so proud. His nan and his mum and that, you know, the badge and all that. He said it was the best feeling ever, even all the shit he put them through. They would, and they were there again, like your mum and your friends. And he said, you know, his friends travelled down to Luton to go and see him and all that. Fucking Luton, miles away, innit? And you know, it's great to hear you've come out the other side. Do you know what I mean, mate? And it's good that you can share your story, and you've got good friends, and you've got good family around you. Good, like a lovely missus, and you've got a lovely lad and that as well. So it's all coming good, mate. I'm just, you should be proud of yourself,
like,
mate.
Life is very good. Like, my missus is just the best wife. Do you know what I mean? You know, and everyone's got to say that about the missus, but she, you know, it's hard because I do the memorabilia, and shit that our house is just full of shit all the time, and you know what she puts up with. But she hasn't seen that, Rob. Do you know what I mean? So she said that to me often. Like, do you know what I mean? She can't relate to that. Do you know what I mean? Because she's never
opening up, Rob.
Of course,
you've obviously told her.
I've told her, she knows,
and she knows and stuff. But
you know,
listen, mate, for your missus to support you and know, and listen, some people can be in relationships and say fucking nothing, and don't say not, and then what's not known is best kept not known. Do you know what I mean? But then you've obviously opened up to it, and you've told her, and you know, that's great to hear that she stuck by, because she could have just went, I'm not
having all that, like,
all that baggage, like you said. She doesn't want any earache or any headaches. You know what I mean? But
you can bring it to me door, like, do you know what I mean?
How did you feel, Rob, when you became debt free?
Oh, mate,
what was that feeling? Or
it was just, mate, honest, I don't know anything. Actually, do you know what? I have a cashback credit card that I put everything on, because I get cash back at the end of the month. Do you know what I mean? So I have a cashback credit card, and that's the only. I think there's a couple of grand on it now, but I'll pay it off at the end of the month, because I've got the money there to pay. I'll be able to do it. But it gets me money. That's the only debt I have. Do you know what I mean? Every month. But mate, I can't even tell you, I was so proud of myself. Do you know what I mean? You know, that I don't owe anyone. I don't even have a car loan or anything. I have a mortgage. That's the only debt that I have. Like, do you know what I mean? And you know, I'm so proud of myself, you know, for getting that to that way, because of just having the years of being on a debt management plan, not being able to get a card, not being able to. I remember we going away with Liverpool to the cup final, and they couldn't have a debit card. So
you did a credit card for the rooms or something?
Yeah, you needed a credit card. No, because I was driving, and you had to have a credit card in your own name. I didn't have a credit card, so, because I didn't have anything. Do you know what I mean? So I said, and I was driving down, so one of the lads had to drive and swap, because Kev had to put his credit card in and say, and then we had to add another driver on, which was me, but he had to like be the guarantor, like, kind of thing, with his credit card. But I didn't have one to give. Do you know? So it's you know, it's going from that to going, like, if I want to get a remortgage or another house or get a car, I know there's never a problem, like, and I never thought that day would ever come. Do you know what I mean? Because when you're in debt and you feel like there's no way out, so you feel like you're
in a hole.
You're in a hole, and you're doing that, but then someone's throwing two at you.
Back on.
Yeah. You know, it's and there's no way out. But that step change is a fantastic life changing place. Do you know what I mean? It really does help. And this isn't for anyone who's got gambling problems or drug problems, or this is for anyone who's in debt. And Tony, it's hard. Life's hard at the minute,
today, mate. It's everyone, it's struggling hard. Do you know what I mean?
You know, so it's a hard place to be, mate. And you know, that can help anyone. It's not just people who gamble and who've got addictions. It's anyone who's in debt. Do you know what I mean? It'll change your life. Not having the phone going and you're taking the plug out the phone, or you put your phone on silent. Yeah. So my phone is always on silent. And like, one of my mates said to me, "Are you cheating on your wife?" So why? Because every time I ring you never answer the phone. And then you think, it's always on silent. But why is it on silent? And it's ingrained on me. It's ingrained on me for being that long. You know, when I was you know, having the phone binging on all the time.
I say to me missus, I said, why do you have a phone? I can't fucking get hold of it. She goes, because someone wants to do it. I'm trying to ring you. What would happen for tears or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's
But I want to speak about obviously your wife Kate and your lad Max. And I know they mean the world to you, and
mate,
it's great to see that you've turned your life around, Rob.
As I said, mate, Max hasn't seen that side of things. Do you know what I mean? You know, he's very lucky in the fact that he hasn't, and do you know what I mean? I'm so glad. Do you know what I mean, that he hasn't seen, you know, what it was like. Do you know what I mean, when I was gambling and stuff, and the not nice person I was. Do you know what I mean? Listen, everyone can be a dickhead. No, I don't care whether it's a compulsive gambler or whatever. Everyone can be that type of person, but. Like Kate is just like, she's beautiful as well. Like, doesn't it? You know, she's stunning, and she does a lot for our family. You know, she's an amazing cook. Do you know what I mean? You know, she's got an amazing job. Do you know what I mean? You know, and she looks after us, and I love her so much, mate. I can't even tell you. But every time I wake up, I think, fucking hell, she's actually with me. Like, I can't get it. Like, and Max is just he's 11 now, and he's just a typical, like, you know, 11-year-old going on 16-year-olds, thinks he's coming before him, threw his coat down because Kate told him yesterday he's not going on the PlayStation. She had a bit of a cob on, do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, he's fantastic, mate. He's such a lovely lad. Do you know what I mean? I'm so proud that he's part of my family. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm so proud of both of them and being there, and all my friends as well. I'm lucky, as I said at the start, that I've got a really close friend.
Well, I was going to touch on your friends and stuff like that. I know, like, obviously you've got some really good mates. I know Kev Armstrong's a good mate. He
is, mate. We're going to Canada on Thursday with John Aldridge and Gary Gillespie and Jan Mulby, putting on an event in Canada. You know, he's coming with me, and then we're going to LA to do a signing with with Barry Venison. Remember him?
Barry Venison.
So we're going to LA on like, next Monday. Big mullet. Like, so we're going to do a signing, a private signing with him, like, and he comes everywhere. We've been in Denmark.
Stephen's saying that, Rob.
Yeah.
Where you were at.
Oh, yeah.
Do you ever think you'd be fucking going to Canada and doing all this, going and doing signings and all that? But like, obviously, your second love of your life, because Liverpool and stuff. Yeah. With players from over the years or present players now and that. Do you ever think you'd ever be doing that?
No, I never thought life, as I said, so life's just gone full circle for me. It's, you know, it treats me really well. I have a good job as well, do you know what I mean? I work for a company called Canada Life down in Potter's Bar, and they're fantastic. I've just spoke to the COO about doing a gambling talk to our employees, because I think it's important, do you know what I mean? You know, that was only last week, you know, before I knew I was coming in here, about doing you know, about gambling, because I know that some of our colleagues probably will be struggling. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, mate, I'm in a good place, a really good place, like, and there's nothing really that can get me out.
Knock you now,
knock me apart. But what did knock me the other day, Max said to me, do you love Liverpool more than you love me and Mum?
Do you know what my missus said to me? Do you love Everton more than me? And I went, no. Yeah, that's what he actually said. That to me, like, do you know what I mean? You love Liverpool more than me and my mum, like, but because he sees it all. So it's second nature for Alison coming me out, or doing signings and stuff. You know, like where you were at, lad, and then you've got players, and your missus putting, because my missus is like that fucking hell. You know what I mean? You just want to chill or whatever, and then you've got all kinds of fucking signings going on, which is great. And
mate, it does. It gives us a nice lifestyle.
Alison's sitting in the kitchen, lad, just signing
you see the photos. You know what I mean? You know, it's just
and some of the bits I get off you myself, you know what I mean? But it's just brilliant to see, Rob, and the way you've turned your life around. And you know, I've only known you a couple of years, mate, and you know, through like the memorabilia stuff, and you know, we have a bit of banter at Liverpool and stuff like that. And when I seen your story, I spoke to Chris, you know, who else on the podcast, and I said, I'm going to get a gentleman on who's a compulsive gambler, it's like, oh, that'll be a bit of a, because gambling is such a big thing about we spoke about and highly, and that's what else I wanted to touch on. You know, what you're saying about going, like speaking to, you know, your company that you work for, even going into colleges or I mean schools. No. Kids now, you know, got these devices. You know, I don't know. Kids as you know, as young as whatever age can fucking gamble, or they can set up an account or whatever. But even going into workplaces, I think, you know, it goes on in a workplace. I spoke to you before, and it's just so addictive, and I think it helps so many people. Also, mate, it's productivity in it, because, like, you know, if you've got an employee who's just constantly on his phone or whatever at the desk, and you know he's trying to work, and then you say to him, "Where's that report he asked you for?" Like yesterday. Yeah. Oh shit! Yeah. But he's been on his phone. What's more important? What's more important while you're on your phone that much to be? Are you fucking gambling? Yeah. No, you know what I mean? Yeah. And you're thinking, well, why hasn't this been done, or why hasn't that been done? And you're at the gambling, like you're having an affair, like that. There's two things, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. You know, so that's for me. That's what. But you know, I think it's important that companies help employees and say, look, there's these help things that if people are struggling, and even if it's 5 employees, 1 employee, 10 employees, 20. So if it helps one person, mate, of course, Do you know what I mean? That's people watching this can like see it, and they can go, oh mate, you know, if one person reaches out, you know, you coming on here and speaking about it, mate, you know, that's what we want. We want people to, you know, people do struggle, do you know what I mean? If anyone wants to, obviously, you know, like say, you know, businesses or whatever, or someone's struggling, you know, can get in touch with yourself. Of course, you know, of course, if you go to yourself or whatever, or comments and stuff, you know, when it goes up, and you know, we'll add your profile, we'll add your what's the name link in the description. You know, people can message, and I'll try and help them as much as I can, like, do you know what I mean? I just think it'd be a big help. Yeah. Rob, what advice would you give to anyone who is struggling with gambling? One, I'd say be honest. Because it was secret at first, so no one knew. Be honest, tell your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever it is that you've got a problem, your mum, your dad, friends, and try and get help. But the biggest thing for me is you've got to admit it to yourself. I've got a problem here. Yeah. I don't know what to do, and you know, but the biggest thing for me is get to a Gamblers Anonymous meeting. You'll be welcomed in with open arms wherever it is. You're not judged or nothing. No one's going to judge you. I think a lot of people worry about that, don't they? Yeah, no one's going to judge you. You tell the truth. You go in, you tell the truth. You just tell them, and the weight of lifting off your mind of not being a liar. Just going in, and you're not telling lies. You're not telling lies of where you've been, what you've done, what time you got in. You're just gonna say, I didn't go to bed today till 4 o'clock in the morning. I was up at 7 to go to work, and I'm doing my brains in on the roulette, or on online, or on the fixed odds, or whatever it is. And you be honest, and it's probably the only place you probably can be as honest as you can. And open. Yeah, and no one's ever going to tell anyone. It's compulsive. It's Gamblers Anonymous. No one's gonna. I've seen so many Gamblers Anonymous that I've gone to meetings with and seen them out. I don't go, oh, you're still going to the meeting? You're still going to the... Because it's Gamblers Anonymous. You don't put that person there with. That could be his boss who doesn't know he's a gambler. So I've seen so many at the match, or, you know, out and about in town and stuff. I never ever say. And you've never disclosed either, because it's... You know, and when I was in Gamblers Anonymous, I wasn't so, like, thing on social media, because I didn't want people to think I was going to a meeting and this is where my meeting was, or whatever, but there's meetings in Liverpool and in the northwest, everywhere. All over the country, all over the country. You know, wherever anyone's watching this from. So there's countries, different countries. This gamble. I got married. My first time I got married, I went to Hawaii for my honeymoon, and I went to a Gamblers Anonymous meeting in Hawaii on my honeymoon. Yeah, got a taxi to the Gamblers Anonymous meeting on my honeymoon. Yeah. Honest to God, that was the wife before Kate. Like, but yeah, I did. I went to a Gamblers Anonymous meeting in fucking Hawaii, and you can't even gamble in Hawaii. By the way, there's nowhere gambling, but there's a Gamblers Anonymous meeting in Hawaii. True story, mate. But yeah, the best thing, mate, is you tell people this. You tell people the truth. You know, when you be honest with people, and then you get, if you're in debt, step change is the key. Step change is the way forward. Is the way, because you just don't sleep. You just sleep. You just don't. You're not worrying. It's like you said. So it's like a weight has just gone, and I just feel a little bit bigger, because it's that weight that's been holding you down is gone. So there's going to be people who are going to help. Do you know what I mean? And, you know, want to help because you're in debt and stuff. You know, but your friends, your family, whatever, and there'll be people going,
Rob, I haven't got friends, I haven't got family, I've got no one, it's just me. I split up with my wife, or my mum and dad have passed
Best
on.
mate,
And, you know, fell out with him because he owed him 10 grand and he haven't paid him back. You know, it's you've got to do it for you, Toe. You've got to go.
You've got to admit there's
of course, you've got to admit there's a problem, and that's what Gamblers Anonymous will help you do, just by talking. No, you won't even have to say, I've got a problem. Do you know what I mean? Just say, you know, I want to talk about gambling, and then eventually they'll say, my name's Rob and I'm a compulsive gambler, because I'll be a compulsive gambler for the rest of my life. Do you know what I mean? Because even though I've not gambled for so long, it's in me that I don't want to ever go back to that darkness, Toe. I'm so frightened of that. Do you know what I mean? I'm frightened of like calling Kate a slag or calling someone I love that. That's in my mind. That might be a trigger for some people. For me, that's my trigger. I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back to that. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to go back to them dark days of me being a horrible person. Like, do you know what I mean? And that's the best advice I can give. Get to a meeting. And people have got you. I didn't think it was for me. You've got to give it time. Yeah. Because it's the same. It doesn't happen overnight. Oh yeah, it's not an overnight thing. I went to that meeting. It's not for me. That shit. That meeting. You know. Yeah, but that's the little fella on your side going in your head, saying you don't need this. Why are you here? These are all old men. Why are you here? But you know, that's for me, mate. It was the best thing I've ever done, and it's changed my life. I can't even, so it's changed my life so much. Like, you know, not just the gambling, doing it on my own, but speaking to people when I've been low and having that friendship around, doing it on my own for the last 6 years. Do you know what I mean? But I was 10 years in Gamblers Anonymous. Yeah, 10 and a half years I was there, and people say, oh, but you left. I say, yeah, but I was in there 10 and a half years. It built me up to where I am now. It gave me the tools to be able to deal with stuff that comes my way. And you know, like, life's gonna knock you down. Life's your mum, your parents will pass away. Friends, one of me best friends that I've had since childhood, he died at 48. His funeral was a couple of Fridays ago. He died of a heart attack. Didn't have any. But I don't want that. Do you know what I mean? If I was gambling, so I'd be dead, I'd have killed myself, or I'd have had a heart attack because of the pressure.
You putting yourself on.
Oh, the pressure, it was just too much. Like, do you know, and that's why I did try and take my own life, and it's shameful to say that, but there's ways out of it. So many ways. Because no one knew. I didn't tell anyone. Yeah. When it come out,
deal with it yourself.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. No, I didn't tell anyone, so it was a complete shock to everyone. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? You know, so. But yeah, mate, it's just it gets better. You open your mouth, and I promise you, life gets better. And you know,
I think people need to hear that, because people think by tucking it away and not saying nothing,
it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. It's like I used to do it like a punch in the belly. Do you know when someone digs you, go, but then that just comes every day, and you go, oh my God, it's hitting that now. Yeah, you know, but it's just being a punch, and if you don't talk and you're not open and you're honest, you know, when you become honest, so it changes life as well. Do you know what I mean? Because you don't have to tell lies anymore. Because everything's out. Yeah, I've been a gambler, or I've got problem with drugs, or I'm an alcoholic, or whatever it is. You go to meetings and you speak to people, like-minded people who are going through the same shit as you, or worse. Do you know what I mean? Or worse, you know, going home to an empty flat with nothing, no friends, no nothing, but they're coming to Gamblers Anonymous because they need to, because they don't want to go back to that. Yeah. You know, it's
trying to turn the life around.
Yeah, of course, and make themselves better. And I promise you, if you go to a Gamblers Anonymous meeting and you're in debt and you need step change, it's going to change your life. I go far as to say transform. I've seen it happen to so many people. Do you know what I mean? You know, and so many people. But I'm here if anyone needs to speak to me or whatever.
We'll add your details into the description and stuff like that.
Days.
But listen, Rob, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on.
Been a pleasure,
and sharing the good, the bad, and the ugly, mate. Very proud of you know coming on and sharing it, and look, you turned your life around, mate. Thanks very much.
Cheers, mate. Nice one. Thanks very much. Cheers. So nice one, mate. Thank you.
This week's episode is sponsored by Zorb Events Limited. They provide Zorb football, battle tag archery, UV dodgeball, sports days events, inflatable assault courses, plus many, many more activities coming soon. Ideal for sports teams, presentations, birthday parties, stag and hen parties, corporate events, school, and half-term summer camps, any occasions. Give them a follow and use the code The Good, the Bad and the Ugly Podcast for 10% off your first booking. The Good, the Bad and the Ugly Podcast with Tony Morell.